Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative Headline News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Starting off locally here in Trinidad and Tobago, vendors plying the trade on the streets of Sangre Grande, my hometown, are urged to register for a stall at the Sangre Grande Market. You all did any kind of upgrades on that market? The request comes from the chairman of the Sangre Grande Regional Corporation, Kenwyn Phillip, UNC. His comments come amidst concerns that vendors are being removed from the streets. You concerned about that? You really concerned? The corporation chairman insisted there are enough spaces within the market to accommodate all vendors. You're right. Mr. Phillip explained that special provisions have been made to accommodate vendors who sell cooked food items until their location is finalized to facilitate them. So that means they're going to be targeting the pie man, the doubles man, the person who's selling the little chow and stuff like that. They're going to target those individuals as well. Let's be clear about something, people. Let's be very clear about something. The police, the corporation throughout Trinidad and Tobago arrest people for vending because most of the times because of obstruction of the passageway of the on the pavement, and it's false most of the times. When they carry them to court, they say how people have to walk on the asphalt in order to be able to reach their destination because these vendors are blocking the passageway, and that is not true. Not even by Maraj Supermarket is that true. Sometimes it is really. It really does have very narrow space though. And that is something that should stop. You shouldn't have market vendors on both the at the side of the road and also at the side of the buildings. That is what should be prohibited. But at the end of the day, as long as that individual is not vending or not obstructing the passageway of the pavement itself, pavement is a certain width. And the business owner gave them permission. Now, I don't know if Maraj Supermarket gives permission. So I don't know, so I cannot make claims about that. But at the end of the day, there are other places in Sangre Grande that usually give people, vendors, the permission to sell their products in front of their business and just charge them a little small rental fee. And the police don't want to hear that. They don't care about that. They will still charge you for vending. And that is what needs to stop, people. That needs to stop. Laws need to be revised when it pertains to vending. People should be given vending permits. And as I said before, as long as the business owner or the owner of the building gives them the permission to utilize the space in front of their building, police should have no rights to intervene or arrest people for vending in cases like that. Don't go anywhere. More local, regional, and international news up next.
What we want to do and encourage the vendors and them to come to the corporation, because most of the vendors on the streets have a stall in the market. You know? Most of the vendors on the street, and it's unfair to the vendors who in the market paying a rent to the corporation, and they are abiding by the Act 21 of 1990, the market bylaws.
Mr. Phillip explains that it is illegal to sell within a 1-mile radius from the market, adding that the corporation is moving to ensure all stakeholders are comfortable.
We have a lot of challenges. We have where persons put out rubbish. When you watch fish in the and you hear persons complain about the stench coming from some of these bins and them, and it's really overbearing, because that is our town center, and if we don't have it in an order, a person will come outside, they will say we are not, if we can't keep our own town center clean, then we serve no purpose as a council.
The corporation chairman insists that there are enough spaces within the market to accommodate all vendors.
The public health department would have walked through the town center, invite all the street vendors who did not have, they encourage them to come and register. We would have given them sufficient time to come and register.
Mr. Phillip explains that special provisions have been made to accommodate vendors who sell cooked food items until a location is finalized to facilitate them. Nicole Duki, TTT News.
The Ministry of Transport and Civil Aviation wishes to advise members of the public that effective March 2nd, 2026, mandatory fixed penalty warnings will be implemented for 18 specified traffic violations aimed at improving road safety, encouraging compliance and promoting corrective action Motorists in breach of the listed violations will be issued a fixed penalty warning instead of a fixed penalty notice. The warning provides motorists with an opportunity to correct identified defect within a prescribed 3 or 7 days period. Could have given people at least a month, excluding weekends, public holidays, Carnival Monday and Carnival Tuesday. Upon issuance of a warning, the motorist is required to remedy the defect and present the vehicle at any police station or any office of the licensing authority in Trinidad and Tobago within the allotted time frame for verification. You can imagine the amount of problems that is going to cause. It already has so much lines, people waiting for hours in order to be attended to in the licensing office. You know what's going to happen here now? And then in the police stations, upon verification, a certificate of compliance will be issued to the motorist and no fixed penalty will be imposed. As I said, I keep telling people over and over again, this is all about revenue generation, people. If they really wanted to focus on reducing accidents and fatal accidents here in Trinidad and Tobago, they will do two things. Implement one very simple measure, mandate that speed limiters be installed into all vehicles. And if you don't want to do that, even though that's the best solution, focus on drivers who speed. Focus on drivers who focus on DUI offenses, overtaking when you should be overtaking, stuff like that. That is what causes most of the accidents, not individuals that have an imperfect older vehicle. That, people, is wrong, and we all know it is wrong. And Prime Minister Kamala Pasabi said so while she was opposition leader, knew it was wrong. The government has launched a new initiative for young people interested in entering the service industry. The program is being offered by the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs in collaboration with the College of Science, Technology and Applied Arts of Trinidad and Tobago, COSTAT. Line Minister Phillip Watts described the hospitality and service training program. He noted this food and beverage training initiative is designed especially for the nation's young people. Yes, but a lot of these same individuals are going to have to try to find places to rent to be able to sell their products on whatsoever. And that is why vending usually, if it is you make laws, update the laws of vending, they can still go on the same near to the pavements or whatsoever and sell their products as long as they get permission from the business owners. This is really good, you know. This initiative is good, you know. This program is good, you know. At the end of the day, where are these individuals going to sell their products? Or are you saying that all of them will be hired into restaurants and hotels or whatsoever? You know for a fact. I mean, come on, you have to try to encourage people to be self-employed as well, have businesses of their own, be their own entrepreneurs. You're not doing that when you're actually targeting vendors who provide a very important service for the rest of us here in Trinidad and Tobago.
60 contact hours, rigorous assessments, and upon successful completion, 3 college credits and a certificate of achievement from COSTAT, credentials that are recognized, transferable, and that you can build upon. When you walk out of this program, you will be able to look an employer in the eye and say with confidence, I am trained, I am competent, and I am ready to work.
He noted this food and beverage training initiative is designed especially for the nation's young people.
You will have covered food safety and hygiene, professional grooming, table service, customer care, beverage service, point of sale systems, and payment handling. You will have done theory, practicals, quizzes, a final exam, just like any other college student working towards a professional standard.
During the month of February, the Disaster Management Unit of the Shogunas Borough Corporation, alongside persons from National Upkeep of Public Spaces program, a program which needs to be expanded much wider, and volunteers took part in the National Bushfire Mitigation Exercise to reduce fire risks and safeguard communities. That is wonderful news. Areas which were targeted thus far alongside Mulchan Siuchan Road, Chagonas, Monroe Road Government School, Primary School, Flaming Word ECCE. Won't go anywhere. Regional news up next. The Dorset Shire Hill Government School in St. Vincent and the Grenadines marked a major milestone on Wednesday, February 25th, 2026, as it celebrated its 100th anniversary with a special church service. I love how they involve themselves a lot in the church and the Bible and stuff like that on that island, bringing together students, past pupils, teachers, and community members in a spirit of gratitude and reflection. Delivering remarks on behalf of the Ministry of Education, Andrew De Silva extended heartfelt congratulations to the institution on reaching a century of service. That is really significant. He commended the school for its long-standing contribution to national development and community building.
For a century, the school has welcomed young learners and helped to shape their lives, teaching them to read, to write, but also guiding them in discipline, respect, responsibility, and confidence. Many persons here today began their journey right here at this school. And the influence of the school has followed them into their adulthood, followed them into their workplaces, followed them into their homes, followed them into the community. And we pray that the students here today would benefit from those experiences of their forebearers.
Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, have reaffirmed their unequivocal support for Guyana's sovereignty and territorial integrity amid the ongoing border controversy with Venezuela. The disclosure was made by CARICOM Chairman and Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Terence Drew, during the closing media conference of the 50th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government, where regional leaders received an update on the case currently before the International Court of Justice. Yeah, I wonder if you all are making that statement now because Kamla Pasabi Sessa, my Prime Minister Kamla Pasabi Sessa, called you all out, and rightfully so, and said, well, stayed silent while President Maduro, former president of Venezuela, Maduro, attempted over and over again to annex half of Guyana, the entire Essequibo region. Construction of 3-bedroom houses at the Leonora Groenveld Housing Scheme, Region 3, Guyana, has reached approximately 65% completion. Development continuing to take place in Guyana at an exponential rate as the government presses ahead with its national housing program. Minister of Housing Colin Crowell on Friday led a site visit to assess the progress of works and engage contractors executing the project. A total of 334 million Jamaican dollars is being distributed to 1,217 households in Hanover under the government's Restoration of Owner or Occupant Family Shelters initiative as part of ongoing recovery efforts following Hurricane Melissa. Now, that's good news. Minister of Labor and Social Security, Pernell Charles Jr., made the announcement during the handover leg of the roof's handover ceremony held at the Hanover Parish Church Hall in Lucia on Wednesday. At least that is good news coming out from Jamaica. And as I said before, I'm beginning to like Prime Minister Andrew Holness. It's just that he's still trying to remain as diplomatic as possible when it pertains to the issues of communism in our region there in Cuba and Venezuela. He needs to be more outspoken, do like Prime Minister Kamla Pasabi says. Irfan Ali needs to do the same as well. Be courageous, be bold, stand up for democracy and Western civilization values. Parkinson Memorial Secondary School in Barbados hosted its annual career showcase on Friday, featuring more than 50 exhibitors and focusing on 3rd to 5th form students. Guidance counselor and coordinator Cara Clark said the initiative helps students make informed subject and career choices, particularly 3rd formers selecting CSEC subjects, which is really important, and 5th formers preparing for post-secondary pathways.
I am Carol Clark, Guidance Counselor here at Parkinson Memorial and also the Career Showcase Coordinator. So we host the Career Showcase every year. It's an annual event here at Parkinson. And the main objective of the Career Showcase is to ensure that our 3rd, 4th, and 5th year students are well equipped with the information to make informed choices about their career goals in the future. 3rd years are in the process right now of making sure that they choose their subjects for CSET. So we want to make sure that we expose them to a wide range of careers so that they know what training that they need to go into, what subjects that they should take to make sure that they make the right decision.
But if you want to hold it, you can. Energy Minister Joe Beth, Colby Davis, and opposition leader Michael Pintard in Bahamas continue to clash over the government's new energy agreements, with the minister defending the reforms as essential to stabilizing Bahamas' power and light, while the opposition warns the deals will drive electricity bills higher. All over the region, it seems as though everything they want to do is increase the fees and stuff like that, especially for certain important type of services, like electricity. And what they know very well that what the opposition is saying there is correct. It is when you raise the electricity rates, what is going to happen? It's going to increase the cost of goods and services in the country, which is of course going to affect the consumers, the middle class and the lower class in their country, reducing their purchasing power. In a lengthy response, Colby Davis said the opposition's criticism is rooted in a series of serious misunderstandings. There's nothing to misunderstand there, sir. It is going to increase the cost of goods and services, insisting the reforms are designed to fix a utility burdened by roughly $500 million in debt, aging infrastructure, and tens of millions of dollars in annual subsidies and rental generation costs. Yes, but once again, you're going to place the burden upon the backs of the citizens, just like what UNC is doing now here in Trinidad and Tobago, even though they opposed it up to last year. International news now. It sounds like something right out of the Bible. Massive swarms of locusts have been flying across the Sahara Desert before moving on to other locations like the Spanish tourist destination, the Canary Islands off the coast of Africa. We are in the end times. It doesn't mean that we are that we can predict when Jesus Christ will return. Only the Father knows when Jesus will return. But at the end of the day, more and more signs that we're coming to the end of the end times. U.S. President Donald Trump's statement about Iran last night or yesterday, he said it would be nicer if we could do it without military, but sometimes you have to do it with the military. We have the greatest military anywhere in the world. He's 100% correct about that. There's nothing close. I'd love to not use it, but sometimes you have to. We'll see what happens. And from what I heard online, and I'll be able to verify it for sure, confirm it tomorrow, God's willing, I heard that Israel already struck Iran. It's a preemptive strike. I'm not sure the details about it yet. I'm not sure if America is going to take action as well. So tune in tomorrow, God's willing, for an update on this very important issue. Now for the interesting facts segment, in 2024, a creatively landscaped green space in Shanghai, China, went viral for being intentionally designed for napping. What? Located in a busy business district, The stepped lawn features soft, tiered grass levels that gently support the body like natural outdoor loungers. That sounds really nice. Office workers and students were seen stretching out during lunch breaks, some scrolling their phones, others fully asleep in the sun. Photos quickly spread online, inspiring conversations about healthier urban design. For Americans watching from the fast-paced cities like New York or Chicago, it's a refreshing reminder that even crowded metros can make space to pause and recharge.
Welcome to Real Conservative Headline News, Travel Segment. Venice is a historic masterpiece built on an archipelago of 118 small islands in the Venetian lagoon, connected by over 400 bridges. Often called La Serenissima, or the Floating City, it is defined by its lack of cars and its intricate network of roughly 177 canals that serve as the city's primary thoroughfares.
Folks, that brings us to the end of today's headline news. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe, most of all, in Jesus' name.